Welcome to Mic'd and Medicated.
And this is our first rodeo.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
Welcome to Mic'd and Medicated.
And we seem very medicated today.
I was like, whoa. I
Whoa!
actually was just lamenting.
Whoa!
It's funny because I was just saying before how I'm the only one of us three who's not ADD medicated.
I think you need some kind of downer over here. Wowzer! I feel like I just snorted a line of cocaine, which I have never done because I would probably love it.
Yeah.
But whoa! Woo, you don't need any, honey. Wow. Anyway.
My friends growing up used to always say, Eva, we can never let you do coke because you are naturally coked up.
You'd be like, what's medicated? Hey!
You'd be on like speed number 2.
Yeah, like if people want to listen to us, it's like X5. It'll be like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go do my you know. Well, that would be Eva. Wow, sorry, I'm just taking a little deep breath in. We're gonna get a little namaste here. We had a weekend of holiday Jewish celebrations, which aren't really celebrations. They're more like feel guilty, learn how people wanted to kill us. We survived, then we eat. It was a lot, right? We needed a lot of
food, gefilte fish.
We ate a lot of shitty food. And actually, we were thinking, sorry, I'm going to go on a tangent, but after just a long weekend with our husbands, we realized how much the Why We Hate Our Husbands episode was just so impactful because they are just an inferior sex. And as I was saying this, Eva's husband just started calling her. And I think it would be kind of like a Howard Stern-esque situation where we're going to not tell him we're recording.
Should I call him back?
Let's call him back.
Okay, I kind of also love this because people have been asking me, what has been your husband's responses to the Sometimes We Hate Our Husband episode? And I realized they haven't actually shown up like they were supposed to and been on our podcast.
No, Jeremy just said now everybody thinks he has IBS. And and I said, no, everybody thinks you hide in the bathroom from your wife.
All right, so Doug did just call me. So
okay, let's call Doug. Everybody,
call him back.
Everybody, audience, quiet. Should we then tell him we want a car? You want a car.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Yeah. I mean, can we just for a moment just commiserate over, like, how often is that what you get when you try to call your husband?
You always get that when you need them. And when you don't need them, they always call and they ask the dumbest questions.
100%.
Always.
Always. I agree. My husband, if he doesn't call me back, or he's so busy and something so critical that I will get the automated, we'll call later, sleeping, those kind of weird things. No, yesterday, speaking of stupid stuff.
Yeah.
So let's actually circle this back to the weekend was so freaking tiring that I realized how outsourcing is not a luxury. Obviously a chef and chauffeur are a luxury, but just like a help with your children is like an absolute necessity.
And by the way, I think that's in large part because the husband doesn't help enough. So you need to compensate for the under-contributing happening on that side of the aisle.
Yeah, they have one job in their mind, financial, and the rest is on our plate. But like, because I'm the main caregiver, primary caretaker, it's like our babysitter has pneumonia. Of course, after a weekend of no help, flying home with them from Boston by myself, wanting to shoot my brains out. She's really sick. I feel terrible that she's really sick, but I also feel terrible for myself. And I called Jeremy and I was like, I need you to pick up our daughter because we're recording. And he obviously thought that was like a joke, of an excuse. Fuck you. And Eva and Courtney were here and he calls me and he's like, she's having a meltdown. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
I'm not there.
And he's like, is this normal? Like every fucking day, Jeremy, why do you think I want tequila at night? And you don't need it. It's because this is every day. Every day she has a meltdown every single day. Well, what do? I need to get on a call. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. So then 25 minutes later, gets home from 2 blocks. He looks like he went through hell, It's like, and then she comes, she's all happy. It's literally just like a mini devil version of me. And then I'm like, oh, I hate to break it to you, but I actually have to go now get our son. But B decides to make a duty. And I literally have duty everywhere. She has duty everywhere. And I said to Jeremy, I'm like a 5-year-old, you have 2 options. You can pick up our son or wipe her ass. and he went to go pick up our son after I had actually already asked him prior, could you pick up our son because I wanted to keep working?
I was there, so I can vouch. He got home. He looked incredibly disheveled. And then he said, I'm going in the den. And what I love about this is the one, activity that the husband is responsible for, and then they're wiped. They need to go lay down.
Or
and
that was it. It was just it was like a transactional thing. He picked her up, brought her home, and then he's like, you deal with it.
But then Caroline asked if he could go pick up her son from school. And he said, no, you can do that. And so we were going to cut our work short, real work.
Because it's not important.
And then when B had her accident, Caroline gave Jeremy the choice. And very quickly, he was super interested in picking up Teddy.
Right. And I think you have to talk to them. Do you want to go here or go there? It's like, Jeremy, I need you to put on your shoes, put on your coat, and be ready now. Otherwise, it's just, woo. But you said you had a similar thing with Doug where it was like you asked him to do something and he said no until you gave him a worse option.
Well, I just feel like they lose the plot very quickly. So he was driving. And I will say for the record, honey, since I am going to shit on you a lot, I want to also, call the balls and the strikes like they are. And logistically, Doug is very much a participant. So he was on his way to pick Eleanor up from soccer because we do a carpool and called, what should we do for dinner? And I said, Eleanor wants BBQ. And he said, great, order.
That's a nice, healthy, option from your normal McDonald's. That's probably real meat. Even though your friend who makes the chicken nuggets says it's really healthy.
So I order the chicken. And by the way, we get a full rack of baby back ribs. I don't know where that rates in your, good mom scale.
I mean, isn't that pork? I mean, yes. That's the only Jewish thing I do. God, not only is it unkosher, but it's from BBQ. I don't know how that place has been in business longer than any restaurant on the Upper East Side.
Which actually says something good. But anyway, getting back to the story, Doug gets home with Eleanor and things didn't go perfectly to schedule. Eleanor, I don't know what she wanted. And then our son from college was calling and he's standing in the kitchen, just speechless, but standing like things should be happening that aren't happening. And somehow we all should be reading his mind about what should be happening that's not happening.
You know what he's actually thinking about? He probably has fart. I think that's literally meant. They're not actually thinking more than that.
I am loading the dishwasher because I'm a passive-aggressive bitch sometimes. I intentionally let the dishes pile up the last 2 days because I was super pissed that I was working hard because I have 2 jobs. I have my day job and this very important job of podcasting. And it was almost a game of chicken. Who's going to wash the dishes first? So I'm loading the dishwasher. He's standing there. Eleanor's yelling. George is on the phone. And I'm like, did you pick up the chicken? He's like, no, I didn't.
But did you ask him to pick up the chicken?
Yeah, that was the deal. We made a plan. You made it for pickup.
You made a plan, but did he hear the plan?
Well, that's the problem. They don't hear. So basically, he's
ears are sold separately.
He's standing there, totally indignant that I'm asking him to go pick up dinner. I'm like, you were supposed to pick up the dinner. Go get the BBQ. And he doesn't know what to do. He's just standing there. And finally he's like, oh, and he goes. And then I follow him with my lady dishwashing gloves. I have purple ones. I'm looking at Gelman right now because she and I speak the same glove language.
Yep.
And I run out into the hallway and he's waiting for the elevator. And I say, you have a choice. Would you rather come in and talk to Eleanor and George and load the dishwasher? Because I'm happy to switch. I'll go pick up the food. I can do anything. And he just keeps pushing the button for the elevator and goes out and gets
the easier option.
But it is I think multitasking is,
they can't do it.
Yeah, it's a very rare skill for a man.
Well,
to have.
I think that's the thing. It's the episode about why we hate our husbands was so successful, not to toot our own horns, but because if you don't get divorced and you have what I would say is a healthy marriage, they're all the same. I mean, the issues are they're different, they're wrapped differently, but the core of the issues are that you're dealing with an inferior sex and you're dealing with somebody who had one job, which was to go hunt and get the oxen, which they could never do now, and bring it back. And then we had to do everything else. Mm-hmm. So we are used to doing all that. They cannot. But now it's their society is expecting them to not only get the ox, but then also sometimes we need help, making the jewelry from the ox bones, or we need help, hitting the leather. I don't know, whatever people used to do.
Pick up the errand on the
but
way home.
They can't. They act like, I have to provide for this family. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, is one day going to fuck up your whole life and maybe you have a bad fucking business?
So
It's not like you have surgery, Dr. Leventhal.
right. None of this is brain surgery. And even when you think maybe
Although I couldn't do his job. I will give him that.
I think they build up their jobs as being like harder and more intense. And I'm actually reading this book.
I think they need to work smarter, not harder.
Fair enough. But I'm reading this book and I think it is fascinating. It is written by, I forget the woman's name, but she's a well-known author. And the book is called Liars. And I just want to read this one paragraph because I think
put
this
it in
about
the show credits.
Great. I think this about sums it up. When I was young, all that fathers ever had to do was sit in offices, eat at restaurants for lunch, do whatever they wanted, wherever they went, and then come home and appear hardworking and loyal. Loyal just for coming home to eat food and enjoy a clean and well-run house that a woman maintained just so a father could do whatever he wanted inside and out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we've come a ways since the 50s, but it's a similar idea. Like, we actually have no idea what's going on all day. In fact, I had a recent incident where
let's talk about the college.
Yeah. My son, who's a junior in high school, at his school, they do the introductory meeting with the college advisor, and you get one in the spring, and then you really don't ever meet in a formal way. And that's the meeting where you sit down, you talk about what kind of college are you interested in going to, have you visited any schools, and just generally get to know each other. So 3 weeks ago, I said to Doug, we have to schedule this. We were way behind. I think we're the last family to do it. And I said, what dates work for you? So he gave me the days and time that work. I schedule it. I sent him the calendar invite. He accepts it. The morning of, it's a Friday, and sometimes Doug works from home on Fridays. I say, hey, are you working from home today? Like, are we going together to Sandy's college advisor meeting? Or are you working today and I'll meet you there? And he's like, wait, what's today?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I asked you for the dates. I confirmed which date. It's on your calendar. You accepted. And he's like, oh, he's like,
just happened to me too.
Right. He's like, if you really need me, I'll come. Like, whatever you say, like, if you really need me. And I'm thinking, oh, my husband works so hard. In order to bring home the bacon, there's a lot of work happening. And I don't want to further stress him out from his meeting-filled, stressful day. So I said, honey, you know what? Like, I'll go to the meeting. You don't need to come. Because
I would never say that, but keep going.
Okay. Well, I will say I have an older son, so I'd been through this. And I knew that while it's an important moment in the beginning of the college process, I also knew like there's nothing really profound happening.
Right. But it's for Sandy. It's for your son.
Yes. And then later it came out, I don't think he meant it to come out, but it later came out that he had a Luger's lunch with his brother.
That was the meeting.
Oh.
But he didn't say that. Instead, it was like, well, if you really need me, as if like I'm interrupting like the deal of
like
the century that's going to make us billions of dollars.
Is the deal of the century. I feel like every fucking thing. Like today, because it's like day number 100 where my nanny's out sick. And obviously this podcast in his mind is not a real job. And I should just be, catering to cleaning. No, not really, but you know what I mean? Homemaking. And I asked him, I was like, can you please pick up our daughter again? Because like we need to record. And I mean, I have so many meetings. Everything is like very critical. And I cannot, I'm like, okay, like why is everything is critical. I don't understand. Critical doesn't mean anything to me anymore.
Will you teach our audience the trick you taught me? Because I really love it about like once you establish what's critical for him to attend to and how that works with the calendar.
Oh, well, that actually doesn't necessarily work because what he said to me is, so in the beginning of the school year, I made, all of the calendar stuff for the kids' activities and school and whatever. I sent them all to him thinking maybe he wants to know when they don't have school or when they have an after school activity. He's like, can you please not do that? Like, I don't want to have their whole schedule. Like, I have a lot of stuff on my calendar. Like, unless I need to be somewhere, just send it to me. I'm like, okay, I will only send you things that you need to be at.
But you can't win, right? Being a father and husband.
Yeah.
Being a father and husband, optional.
Yeah. And then he thinks I'm going to come home with a trophy. Like, congrats, you went to the Passover celebration. Yeah. I was one of 3 dads. There were 100 dads there. But you can tell yourself whatever the fuck you want to tell yourself to make you feel like Hercules, okay?
But wait, you can't win because it's parent-teacher conference sign-up, right? I asked him, does this time work for you? Yes. I put it on the calendar. I send it to his work email and his Gmail.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
What more can you do, right?
Did he accept it? Yeah.
Then accepted it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then the morning of, he goes, wait, when is her parent-teacher conference?
Yep.
It's at 9:30 a.m. this morning.
Do I need to be there?
Oh, really? So what more can you do?
This is the same thing that happened. I said to him, we have Passover tomorrow. It's at 9:30. He's like, I don't know. You didn't tell me. I'm like,
right.
It's in your fucking calendar,
Yeah.
which you accepted.
Right.
And I told you.
What more can you do?
Right. You said only send me things that I have to be at. Because he's like, there's a million things on my calendar. I don't know what I have to go to. We already discussed this.
Yeah.
But you know what's now what I've been doing, which I hope he doesn't listen to this episode. Now, if I last minute tell him stuff, I just lie and I said, I told you last week.
Oh, that's amazing.
He doesn't fucking know the difference. I'm like, you weren't listening. Meanwhile, I never said it. I never brought it up. I just didn't care.
Amazing.
And he feels bad.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Because then
Now I kind of blew that.
right. But I feel like I do tell him 16 times. And then when he says, wait, what's going on? And I'm like, I told you 16 times. If I just don't tell him, but say I told him 16 times, I'm saving myself like a lot of annoying grief.
There's just nothing you can do. Like, they just can't do it. I mean, they can't, he cannot figure it out. And it's like when we travel, it's always like, you don't have that many jobs when we travel. It's like, pack yourself, remember your license, and have some cash. Because we don't want to be carrying bags here. We're not flying on a PJ. It's like, I got to tip the guys. I want to tip. I want good service where I want it. It's always like, do you have any cash? I'm like, that's your fucking job.
Totally.
Okay? No one in 2025 has cash.
Yeah, let me just do all the things so that
Let me
you
check.
can give him the money. And
You know
look
what?
like the
Let me
hero.
see how much money I have from last night in my bra. Hold on. Let me check. Oh, I have any fucking cash. And then he goes, oh, okay. I need to now go to the ATM. I'm like, we're already fucking late for the airplane.
This always happens to us. It's really annoying.
Oh my God, are they so stupid? He's like, I don't have any cash. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have any cash? I told you to get cash and we have to pay people. He's like, well, I have to go. I'm like, you can't go to the bank now because now we're going to miss our flight and now we're going to have angry people breaking our luggage because they're not going to have cash. And then when we travel, when
Your Venmo?
then no, he doesn't even have Venmo. He Zells, and then I'll say to him,
Oh God!
can you please Zell this person? Here is the information, whatever. He's like, what is it for? I'm like, it's not your business. Just Zell this person.
By the way, so this is an area that I
Feels
want
really cathartic right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
By the way, these are the most fun episodes.
Yeah, I think we should. I should just be Mike's
Wait.
medicated. We hate her husband.
Yeah.
I feel like my husband's capacity for listening is very different in that you have to say it clearly in a few words,
You know
and it
they
has
have
to be
a
task oriented,
But-
not emotional.
You know that they actually have a limit on how many words they can handle per
What?
day.
Really?
Oh yeah, in a therapy session once, I think I forget the author, but Deborah Tannen maybe could be her name, and she writes all this stuff about men and women communicating.
Men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Basically, and it's how to communicate to men. It's they only can have so many words, and they just tune it out or can't.
Have you ever talk to them like we're in the Flintstones?
No,
hey,
they're
come,
5.
You here now?
That's actually really. I'm going to start doing that. J-Lev, up now. It's so slow sometimes. I'm just
Yabba dabba doo.
yeah. Maybe that would get his attention. I just can't. He just really.
Okay.
Sorry.
While we're talking about first of all, I had no idea about the capacity.
That's
Yes.
really,
and that's
really
super interesting.
Yeah,
and my
it's true.
husband-
But it doesn't matter. I still
yeah.
expect more.
My husband absolutely tunes me out if I go on for more than, 4 to 6 words. It's like he expects a tweet. And if I do anything outside of a tweet, try to
Right.
speak intelligently and with some nuance, he's like,
Too much.
just tell me what you need from me.
See, I'm kind of like that sometimes with my husband. When he has the capacity for words, I'm not interested. It's kind of he'll
Interesting.
talk about something and I'm like, Jesus Christ, just get to the fucking point. I don't need to know that the person in this story was wearing a pink sweater 5 years ago and that their cousin knew your uncle in law school. I have ADD. I no idea. I can't. But when I need his attention, I need to talk to him. His head is on planet Mars.
Right. So, but back to your Flintstones. Does anybody else have the issue where their husbands come home and they haven't eaten a lot, so then they
Oh
actually
my
eat
God, I
like
can't.
Fred Flintstone?
I can't. This is really this was a big thing last week. I almost killed him, actually. I almost beat him with a wooden bat like they have in the Flintstones. So my husband, it's Yom Kippur every day for him. So when we're on a vacation together or it's summer and he works from home, it's actually like, and I love him. I really do. I know it doesn't sound like it. It's like, it's painful to be with him because he's so cranky, but he's like, I'm so focused. I love it. I'm like, well, you're a dick when you don't eat. So he comes home, doesn't even sit.
He doesn't eat because he actually thinks he's better
He
focused
thinks, yeah,
when
he's
he's
also
fasting.
yes. And I think he also just can't get his shit together to get food, you know? But he comes home, he'll eat every single thing. He doesn't care if it was somebody else's or he pretends. So the other day, Bella, before pneumonia, had made a whole nice dinner, which I orchestrated. And Bella's like, I'm going to walk Heidi. If Jeremy comes home, just make sure like he doesn't eat what's in the pot here. Because this is for Teddy. Like, you know, I put everything out that he can eat.
Uh-huh.
So it goes in my ear. I hear it. Jeremy comes home. He scarfs down his entire plate in like 10 seconds. Like I want to vomit watching. I turn around for a second. He eats everything in the pots on the stove. And then he says, did everybody eat already? And I said, no. And I went insane. I actually think it upset my kids. I was like, you ate our kids' food? He's like, well, just order it. I'm like, I don't want them to eat shit that we order in every day. You feed him crap on the weekends. He needs to eat organic meat. You order in stuff. You make him food. And I take out frozen meat and throw it to him. And he's like, that's frozen. I'm like, I don't care. Do something. How could you eat my son's food? And yesterday, you ate the entire almond loaf that I baked with bee. Did you think someone wanted a slice? No. And he literally was like,
deer in headlights.
he didn't know what to do, but I was going to fucking rage. I was like, you're so focused on your own fucking eating. You didn't think anybody else wanted a fucking meatball. Because most people don't eat 25 meatballs. That's
Honestly, I so relate.
That's amazing.
Doug will say, like, I really try and be good during the day. Like, I have a handful of, almonds for breakfast. I have a salad or a soup for lunch. But then he comes home and I'll have laid out Sandy and Eleanor like certain vegetables. They Sandy loves guac and chips. And so I'll make this beautiful spread.
That sounds like it was a lot of work.
Exactly. The putting the vegetables on the plate. Or one night, Eleanor said, I would like chicken cheese quesadillas. And I'm like, great, I'm going to go make them.
Yeah.
And literally I have to, Doug, save some for the kids. Like, stop eating. Like, there's no guac left. And Sandy hasn't gotten home from soccer yet. Or like the night I made the chicken cheese quesadillas, I literally was like, where are they? He's like, what do you mean I ate them? I was like, but we have 2 children. Like, what do you mean you ate them all? Like, what are they going to eat?
They are the third child. They really are.
They're mentally inferior. And I actually think my husband is like pretty good for men, but that's also comparing like my dad's generation who he'll be like, oh yeah, look at the picture of me in the hospital when you're born. That was the first and last bottle I gave you. And my mom's like, your father never helped with the bottles. And then, they go, then he goes, yeah, remember you made me get all the formula from the hospital because you didn't want to pay for it and you didn't want to breastfeed, remember? Like he always takes it to the worst level. But anyway, they didn't do anything.
Hilarious.
Because that's really how it, and my dad is actually a very smart guy, but he talks like exactly where he's from, and that's how he talks.
I love it.
They didn't do that much. So yeah, my expectations are higher, but I don't know.
But the life is about expectations management. And I think Jeremy might have reminded me what Warren Buffett said, which is the most important key to a happy marriage is low expectations.
No, is marry a woman who has low expectations. Not low expectations about marriage. Marry a woman with low expectations.
Yes, that's what I meant. But yes, thank you for clarifying.
None of them did. So that's his fucking fault. I was like, my mom was like, you should really kind of tone yourself down, get the ring, the whole thing, right? Yeah. And I was like, no, I want it. It's like, you're going to try something on before you buy it.
By the way,
there's no returns on this.
That's better. What you see is what you get. You're going in eyes wide open. I feel like I was more trying to be super low maintenance. And I actually still think in lots of ways I'm super low maintenance. I'm never going to live down the Marriott.
I know. And I sound like such a bitch saying that, but it's just funny. And there are nice Marriotts, Doug. You're right. There are.
Not that Caroline will stay at.
No, I don't. Yeah. Jeremy knew this before.
Right. But I think, I feel like I've seen a meme out there, which is like, what were you like before you got married? What are you like after you get married? So I'm glad you've always owned it and been exactly who you are.
I lied, like the first few weeks I pretended to be flexible with my eating, and I liked football.
So you went and like got the noodle bowl with him?
Well, he was really, again, I really do love my husband, but sorry, but like he was also, even though he had many girls and relationships, it was like he didn't know what to pick. He took me to Korean barbecue and made me eat cow testicles for dinner, which he then thought was fun.
But you must have been in love if you ate cow testicles.
I did eat it, and I thought, he said they were oysters or something. I don't know. He did crazy stuff where like our first brunch was like a cheese and bread place. That's my nightmare. I'm also celiac. It was just cheese and bread. Who takes a girl who's like attractive and hot at that point? You know, this was 12 years ago. Like clearly I'm not eating bread and cheese all day. You know, like that's not what I'm going to eat.
He's testing you. Like, oh, let's see how chill this girl can be.
So yeah, I guess I played that part.
Right.
Jason always says that I tricked him. He's like, you tricked me. You seem so normal. And I'm like, you tricked me. You seem normal.
What about the other?
Yeah. So we always have that little like joke fight with each other.
That is true. The only time though I kind of feel like Jeremy does really he lets my freak flag fly. Mm-hmm. But I think when we go to visit his family, you know, again, it's like if people have seen Meet the Parents, Meet the Falkers, my parents are with the Falkers. They're eccentric and funny and really unfiltered. Like I thought growing up that I was like this very filtered, tasteful, tactful person. And I met Jeremy and I'm like apparently verbal diarrhea, politically incorrect psychopath. So compared to my family,
everything's relative.
Exactly. So I really had no idea of what is actually the social norms in most families. So when we go around to Jeremy's family, I feel like he gets very on edge, sort of how I probably feel, not with his family, but I guess how I would feel with my parents, worried what they were going to say. It's like he feels that. And then if my parents come to a holiday, it's like times 3. But I love that my parents are like that. But I think he gets a little stressed out.
He loves that you're like that. But
just not when we're around his family, you know? Tone it down, girl. Like, you don't need to wear the fuck you shirt to pass over.
Right.
Which I wasn't going to wear.
I feel like, though, he's probably stressed. But then his mom texted how much she loves our podcast.
Oh, yeah. No, his mom is not as, like...
uptight.
I don't want to say that my in-laws are uptight. They're, more conservative. It's like Meet the Parents. It's a little bit different. It's not as... My dad, has, like, erotic art. And my in-laws like maps, it's like it's just different taste, different strokes for different folks.
Yep.
But I think, look, just like he's comfortable in his family dynamic, I'm comfortable in mine. And when you put them together, it's sometimes a little bit uncomfortable for me too.
So, but isn't that weird? Because now our core family dynamic is us, our husband, and our children. So it's funny to think, like, are we becoming our parents? How will our kids view their family dynamic when they go out into the world?
It's true. And I also think there's a mix. Like, my kids have a lot of my parents and Jeremy's parents. I think, like, when we left Boston, so we were in Boston for the weekend, and I love my husband and I love his family. I do not like Boston.
I was about to say, but do you love his city of origin?
I really don't. It's like it doesn't vibe with me. It's provincial. It's great for people who are easily overwhelmed. And I'm not one of them. I'm easily underwhelmed. So when we come back from Boston, I'm like, how do you guys like it? And my son was like, the best part, I like the hotel. It's like one response. He loves seeing his family, but he's like, Mom, Boston's like broccoli. You eat it, but you don't really like it.
Oh my God, Teddy said that?
Yeah. But my daughter was like, well, I said, where would you rather live, New York or Boston? And she's like, Paris, which she's never been to. But then she's like, but even if I don't want to live in Boston, that's where Daddy has his memories, and we can't hurt his feelings. Aww. And his family lives there, and we have to love Boston because Daddy does. And
did Jeremy tell B to say that to you?
No, I think it's just in her genes to be like,
she's a daddy's girl.
Well, she's a daddy's girl, but usually she's not as thoughtful. But I don't know. I guess it's in her genes.
And Teddy's a mama's boy.
Yeah, and Teddy's also like, no, the hotel's great, but everything else sucks.
Yeah.
Right. Wait, but we started this episode talking about
our
weekends.
Was a little tangent.
And we were also saying that a lot of people have asked what the husband's reactions were. So Doug, true to form, is not answering his phone.
Should we
so
try our
he's
other
unreachable.
husbands?
But I think we should try the other husband.
All right, let's try Jason.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Do we prank him or do we just like call him?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't think he can handle a prank. I just think you should just call him. And then let's see his mood. Let's see what he says.
He's in a good mood today.
Let's do
Should
it.
we ruin it? Should we say you got the apartment without, like, you signed this contract?
He's gonna like freak out on me and be so confused.
Okay, let's see how
But
he
we
feels.
could.
Let's just like talk to him. Let's see. Ask him if he's gassy. How's the gas? Hubby. So cute.
Hey,
Hi.
what's up?
Just checking in again.
Oh, why?
I just-
What's up your sleeve?
Nothing. Have you heard from?
No, not at all.
I was just thinking maybe we should just put in like sign it for.
Huh?
Let's just go for it.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I don't want to lose it.
What do you mean? Are you high? Is this like one of those like prank phone call things?
No, I'm really tied to the building.
No. If you're like recording me for the podcast, I'll never forgive you.
Bye.
That was so good. Hold on. Wait,
So,
okay. Should I call Jeremy?
Yes, but before we call Jeremy, just a few.
Are you high?
I loved. Wait. There were a few key lines that I want to make sure everyone heard. One is,
I'm sweating. That was
"Hi, what's up?" And then,
What do you need?
"What's up your sleeve?" Like you
Usually
can't
you
just
call
call
him-
your husband. It's "What's up your sleeve."
Yeah.
What do you normally say? Like what?
And then when you mentioned wanting to buy the apartment, which as I understand has been a real ongoing conversation, and you actually are going to buy this apartment, even though there are some nerves, as there always are when you make a big investment, it was, "Let's do it. Are you high?
It's amazing.
Do you smoke pot?"
No, she's like the most straight hour
I
person
haven't
ever.
smoked pot since like before I knew him.
But also, like, what is like? By the way, why can't you have that opinion? That's what I hate about them. It's like you can't call the shots.
Well, because we also just had a whole conversation before I got here, so he's
Oh.
like, I'm really confusing him right now.
By the way, let's call Jeremy because I'm wondering if Jeremy will be as quick as Jason to figure out it was a podcast ruse.
Okay, let's try.
He
Jeremy.
might, because he's picking up my daughter, and like I was annoyed at him because everything was very critical today.
Oh.
Not yet. He has some time, and I made him cancel something because we had to critically record. It's also our 10-year anniversary tomorrow on Good Friday, which means if you're a Jewish babysitter, hit us up. So we're celebrating tonight, and maybe I'll prank him and be like, I know I actually did already say I don't know if I want to have dinner with you tonight, but I'll just go into detail about that maybe, or say I already bought myself something.
But let's hope he listened to the gift giving episode.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I think we should do something about a gift.
Yeah, I'm
That'd
gonna be
funny.
like, okay, should we do it?
Yeah.
I just want you guys to see how he answers. It's not gonna be like, hello, lover, how are you, honey? It's gonna be like, what? Or I'm gonna get an automated text that says like, call back later. Guy has his phone all the time. Not gonna pick up. He sleeps with it in his hand, literally.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The
Maybe.
person you're trying to reach is not available.
Well, they
At the
better
tone,
fucking be
Please
available.
record your
What if I call him?
Why do you sound out of breath?
What's going on?
Why are you saying what's going on? Like there's something wrong?
I don't know. I'm in the middle of a call. I'm just asking you. I'm going to pick her up at 2 o'clock.
It's okay, but like, what do you mean they're in the middle of the call? What? Okay, well,
I picked up what's going on? I picked up the phone. I'm on a call at the same time, and then I just put on mute.
you're that's impressive multitasking. I just feel like I know it's our 10-year anniversary, and I just don't know if you got a gift yet, and I think I'm gonna just get something myself.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I spoke to a jeweler, and I have a new engagement ring that they have, and I want to go see it. Do you want to do that with me? I'm gonna go. I already put
Wait,
a
what?
deposit.
You put a deposit down?
Yeah, it's like I did it for like a 10 carat. Is that okay? Not lab.
What?
Well,
Am I like on speakerphone or something?
no, but you You said that like you don't want to surprise and disappoint me, so I'm telling you not to disappoint me.
I gotta go.
Oh my god.
That was good.
That was amazing.
I don't even I actually could have made that serious. Like, yeah, I don't want you to disappoint me. And he's like, I gotta go. Like, he didn't even want to say, like, don't worry, you won't be disappointed. He was just like right? Like, make me feel better.
Shit.
Yeah, I can't deal with you, motherfucking leech. That was really good. Should we try Doug one more time?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like I'm in
You're
second
crying.
grade. I'm just
By
laughing.
the way, he didn't even. Jason's the smartest one. He thought podcast. He just like, why am I on speaker? Should we call Doug?
Yeah. What am I asking, Doug?
Just you're calling him back. You hung up on him, remember?
Right, but like, what's the prank?
So you upgraded him to your son to the 4 Seasons.
Nice.
That's good.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to
Why did
Mother.
he just
Fucking jerk.
what did that thing to you?
He texts me all the time. He doesn't want to actually talk to me.
Yeah, that's male. They can't. If ChatGPT could do it, they'd do it.
Unlike Jeremy, he can't multitask and pick up the phone while he's on another call.
Your call has been
Do
forwarded
you think
to voicemail.
like now our husbands like Jeremy ChatGPT is like his anniversary card to me if I have one? Like, you know what I mean? Like how far are they going with that?
Honestly, probably. I didn't
Oh
even
my
think about that,
gosh.
but Jason, yeah.
Like should I also be like upset that I kind of was upset insinuating that he's not that I want a 10-carat ring, you know, I'm just, you know.
But it is your
I wouldn't-
10th anniversary.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't say no, but like, you know, he didn't care that I was upset that he was going to disappoint me tonight. He was just like, I gotta go.
I think men I think they compartmentalize. So when they're in work mode, they're not in anniversary mode.
When
Whereas-
are they ever in anniversary mode?
Fair, but I do think we can like hold two thoughts at the same time, which is like we're working hard and we're thinking about what we're going to do tonight.
Or then I'm going to be disappointed. He should have listened to Warren Buffett, married a woman with low expectations. But I have high expectations. And Courtney's not high. And our husbands, maybe they should get high.
Well, I think this brings us back to the beginning. Like we're at the end and we're at the beginning, which is when you said happy to report, I was thinking, yeah, I think we're all going to be curious how each other's husbands respond to our episode today. And
But Doug
our
didn't even
pranks.
answer. He didn't even get to be pranked. It's so annoying.
But I do feel like we shit on him a bunch.
Yeah. Should we try one more time or just
Sure, let's do it.
for one
Oh, wow. A lot of people have been trying to
I think
call
he
me.
called you. You're just fucking on silent.
Hold on. Calling you.
See? You're on Do Not Disturb, Eva.
Always. It's a mistake.
I'm scared.
Hey,
Hi, I'm so sorry. I was calling you and you didn't pick up, so I thought you were busy.
oh sorry. Yeah, having a busy day. I'm trying to get to Sandy's track meet at 4:30.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you for going.
Oh yeah, no, I'd like to see him. So am I going to call Marriott and try to find some sort of arrangement for George to stay at a local hotel?
Actually, I was thinking we should just set him up at the Four Seasons.
Terrific.
Really?
Whatever you want.
Oh. I might have the smartest husband of all three of us.
I think so.
Okay, honey, I love you. And yes, do what we talked about. You've been
I'll
pranked.
listen to it.
Bye.
Great. Hi, Caroline.
Oh, hi, Doug. Damn it! My husband's the stupidest one. How do you know?
I don't know. No, I think he was just, there are some days where Doug just wants me to be happy and he'll yes anything I say.
God.
Actually,
Oh,
that's
man.
most of the time. That's what makes it so hard. It's
Oh,
like
I'm glad we captured that from Jeremy.
when you have a husband who like says I'm so easy and just wants to make you happy and do what you want, it's very jarring then in those moments where he digs his
Yeah, you're
heels
like,
in.
wait,
That is like Jeremy too.
are you high?
I will agree. Like Jeremy is definitely like I'm fucking with him, but he is actually very easygoing and even keeled, and it takes a lot to like rile him up. So when he does get riled up, it is kind of like alarming. All right. Well, I think before, I'm glad this is not airing before my anniversary. So hopefully I can have a nice anniversary and I will let everybody know.
I think we should run over right now to like Cartier or Stephen Russell
Maybe
and take a picture of you like trying on that 10 karat rock, and then we can post it on Instagram to really freak him out and catch him that he's not working. He's checking Instagram.
Ooh. No, he has a thing on his phone where it's like can't use Instagram for like 9 to 5 or something.
Oh my God.
It's really annoying. Then he comes home and eats an Instagram because you binge what you don't have.
Right.
And but anyway, I'm excited to have a lovely anniversary night where I'm going to think all the bells and whistles are coming out, red carpet, everything, and maybe I'll just put some rose petals on the bathroom.
Actually, I think that Gelman and I can throw you an anniversary dinner.
Okay.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be like, actually, that's a business. It's
Girls
like,
should do that.
No, that's a business. It's like you love your husband. It's your 10th wedding anniversary, but give him the night off. He wants to lay on the couch comatose staring at bad TV, and you get to go out with your girlfriends for your anniversary.
And get everything
I was thinking you guys
and not be bitter at your husband because you got the anniversary.
No, I was actually thinking there's a business of women. You can hire a woman to basically plan all of your special moments. Like you could hire a woman would plan your Valentine's Day.
That's very good too.
But
but wouldn't it be that much better if like you were sitting across from us at the table?
Yeah, but I'm interested. I wonder if it's like a really exotic restaurant that serves 0 branzino and no gluten-free pizza or pasta and no tequila.
Let's hope it's not next to the silverware.
No,
probably not.
No hexators for us. Sorry, I don't know if that's bad that we said the restaurant, but on that note, I think actually tonight's gonna be a great night because I'm so out of words now from recording that I'll just be more content listening to him talk about his stories. And
happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. And it's my anniversary. It's not really his, right? It's mine.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary to me.
Woohoo.
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 Party. All right.
And with that, let's
mic drop it. Bam.
Thanks for listening to Mic'd and Medicated. We hope you loved listening to us.
But even if you didn't, we have zero shame. So still subscribe to our podcast, leave a comment, and a 5-star review.
And follow us on Instagram and slide into our DMs because they are wide open.
This show was created in New York City and hosted and produced by
Eva Heyman
and Caroline Leventhal. And mic drop.